Good morning, students. So, today we are going to continue with the combinatorics exercise 4.1. Okay. So, first 11 questions we have seen already. So, now we are going to continue with the 12th question, and for that we need these examples. Okay, I'll explain you these examples with the concept formulas, and then we will get into the exercise. So, exercise 4.1. So, you remember sum rule, product rule, fundamental rule of counting, okay, and product rule also you remember. So, this is the next concept. So, what is example 4.13? Find the total number of outcomes when 5 coins are tossed once. Okay, you know when you toss a coin, the outcome is head or tail. Okay, we have only two outcomes. Either you will get a head or a tail. So, by the product rule, when 5 coins are tossed, so number of outcomes is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 5 times we have to write 2 because we are having only 2 possibilities, either head or tail. So, we have 2 power 5 which is equal to 32. So, more generally based on this, if n coins are tossed, then the number of outcomes is 2 power n. Okay, if n coins are tossed, then the number of outcomes is equal to 2 power n. Next, we will go to the next example, example 4.14. In how many ways 5 different balls be distributed among 3 boxes? 3 different balls be distributed among 5 boxes. Okay, so first case 5 different balls. We have to place it in 3 different boxes. Okay, so each ball can be placed into any one of the 3 boxes. Okay, in 3 different ways. Okay, so therefore by the rule of product, the number of ways are distributing 5 different balls among the 3 boxes is 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. So, it is 3 power 5 which is equal to 243. So, 5 balls distributed in 3 boxes. So, it is 3 power 5. Now, 3 balls distributed in 5 boxes. Second case. So, it is 5 into 5 into 5 which is 5 cube. So, it is equal to 125. So, see here below this, in general, more generally, in order to avoid confusion, take the objects. So, object is what? Ball. And distribute them in places, that is boxes. So, more generally, if n different objects are there, n different balls are to be placed in m places, that is m boxes, then the number of ways of placing is m power n. Okay, m power n. So, box is the base. Box தான் base. Object is on the power. Okay, index வந்து object ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்க. Index வந்து object. Okay, so m power n. So now example 4.15 is based on this. So what is it? There are 10 bulbs in a room. Each one of them can be operated independently. Find the number of ways in which the room can be illuminated. Illuminated, what's the meaning? To light. Okay, to light the room. So, each of the 10 bulbs are operated independently means that each bulb can be operated in 2 ways. That is on mode or off mode. Okay, 10 bulbs are there. Each bulb can be operated in 2 ways. Either it will be off or on. About total number of doing this is 2 power 10 by example 4.13. So, which includes the case in which 10 bulbs are off. Keeping all 10 bulbs in off mode, the room cannot be illuminated. Yes, all 10 bulbs, if it is in off mode, we cannot light the room. So, the total number of ways are 2 power 10 minus 1. Okay, 2 power 10 minus 1. So, one bulb is lighted. So, when one bulb we bring it to on mode, the room is illuminated. So, 2 power 10 is 1024 minus 1 gives you 1023. Okay. Another concept which is an essential tool in a counting process is stated as follows. So, it is called as the pigeonhole principle. Okay, pigeonhole principle. So, pigeon, you know what is pigeon? A flock of pigeons. So, flock of pigeons means group of pigeons fly into a set of pigeon holes. Okay, the place where they stay, the holes is called as a pigeon hole. So, if there are more pigeons than the pigeon holes, can you understand? More pigeons than the pigeon holes, then there must be at least one pigeon hole with at least 2 pigeons in it. Yes, if there are more pigeons than pigeon holes, then at least one pigeon hole will be more than one pigeon. Okay, at least 2 pigeons should be there in one hole. So, what is the generalized form of this? Say, generalized form of this may be applied to other objects and situations as well. So, if there are k plus 1 objects, say k plus 1 objects, k plus 1 or more objects placed in k boxes, then there is at least one box containing 2 or more objects. Okay, so here k plus 1 or more objects are there and there are only k boxes. So, there will be at least one box which has more than one object. Okay, so here there are a few more examples. See the first one. In any group of 27 English words, we know only 26 letters in the English alphabet. Okay. So, in any group of 27 English words, there must be at least 2 words which begin with the same letter. Okay. Because there are 26 letters only in the English alphabet. Is it clear? Okay. Then, second one, if 6 meetings are held in a week, if 6 meetings are held in a weekdays, only on the weekdays, then there are only 5 weekdays, no? So, but there are 6 meetings held there, so therefore, there at least one day there should be more than one meeting. That is, 2 meetings should be held on the same day. It is clear, all of you? So, this is called as the pigeonhole principle. So, based on this, we will do the exercise problem, exercise 4.1. Exercise 4.1. Question number 13 we will complete first based on this. Okay. So, what is it? Count the total number of ways of answering 6 objective type questions, each question having 4 choices. Okay, first subdivision. So, how many questions are there? So, number of questions. Number of questions is equal to 6. So, it's an objective type question. So, number of options will be 4. No, usually there will be 4 options. Okay. So, what is asked? Count the total number of ways of answering 6 questions. So therefore number of ways of answering 6 questions is equal to 4 power 6. Okay, it is based on example 4.14. Next, second subdivision. In how many ways 10 pigeons can be placed in 3 different pigeon holes? So number of pigeons 10. Number of pigeons is equal to 10. Number of pigeon holes is equal to 3. So therefore number of ways that 10 pigeons can be placed in 3 holes. So what is it? Is equal to 3 power 10. Okay. Then third subdivision. Find the number of ways of distributing 12 distinct prizes to 10 students. So number of students 10. Number of students is equal to 10. Number of prizes is equal to 12. Therefore number of ways 12 prizes can be distributed to 10 students. Can be distributed to 10 students is equal to 10 power 12. Okay. Then question number 12 now. 12th question. So here it will be little different. So what is it? How many strings can be formed? How many strings can be formed using the letters of the word lotus if the word either starts with L or ends with S? Second one, neither starts with L nor ends with S. Okay, so here first one is either or. So what are the letters in the word lotus? So lotus, L O T U S. So there are 6 letters. So these 6 letters, so we'll put it in a box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So first we will consider starting with L. Okay, starting with L. So this is L. It starts with L. So when it starts with L, words starting with L. So strings is nothing but words only is given as strings. So first we can take L, then O can be taken, T can be taken, R, L, O, இந்த ஆர்டர்லாம் இருக்குது. அதுதான் என்னன்னு சொல்றாங்க, ஸ்ட்ரிங்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்றாங்க. ஓகே, so words starting with L. So words starting with L, how many words can be framed? Words starting with L. So there are 6 letters totally. Sorry, not 6, 5 letters. Okay, I have made 6 columns, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the last one is not there. So 5 columns. So here L starting with L, therefore it takes only one way. Then remaining L we have taken. So remaining there are 4. Okay, so 4. Then 3. So 4, 3, 2, 1. So second letter can be selected in 4 ways. Third one can be selected in 3 ways. Then 2 ways and 1 way. So n of A. So we'll consider n of A as number of words starting with L. Starting with L. So, what about it? N of A is equal to 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is equal to 24. Yes? Okay, so 1 can be, L can be filled in only one way. So, remaining I have explained you. So, now next we will consider n of B. So, let n of B be number of words starting with yes. Starting with yes. Okay? Sorry, not starting with yes, ending with yes. Ending with yes. Number of words ending with yes. So, what about it? Sorry, it went wrong. Cannot do words. 1, 2, 3, 4, one more. Okay, so it's ending with yes. So ending with yes means here it is yes. Okay, then start from here. This can be filled in 4 ways. This can be filled in 3 ways, 2 ways, 1 way. From left to right also you can go, nothing wrong. Okay, so n of b is equal to number of words ending with yes. Therefore, it is equal to 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is equal to 24 again. Now, what is n of A intersection B? So, n of A intersection B is number of words starting with L, and ending with yes. Ending with yes. Okay, starting with L and ending with yes. So, what do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, one more there, 5. So, it starts with L and ends with S. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here again it's mistake. So, here only S. Starts with L and ends with S. Therefore, how many ways this can be filled? 1, 2 and 3. Therefore, it is equal to 1 into 2 into 3. Because L can be filled in only one way. Similarly, S also can be filled in only one way. Therefore, this is equal to 6. Okay. So, now what is asked to find? Either or. So, either or is nothing but n of A union B. Either starts with L or ends with S. So, it is n of A union B, which is equal to n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B. So, it is equal to 24 plus 24 minus 6, which gives you 42. So, 48 minus 6 which is equal to 42. Okay. Now what about the second subdivision? Neither starts with L nor ends with S. Okay. So aduvum illa, iduvum illa. So number of words neither starts with L nor ends with S. Okay, number of words starts with L nor ends with S. So, what is it? How many words can be framed? There are 5 letters in the words L, O, T, U, S. So, 5 letters. So, total number of words that can be framed is 5 factorial we say. Okay, 5 factorial. Factorial you will be learning only in the next, after completing this I will explain you. Okay, so just you take this as 5 factorial now. 5 factorial is the total number of words. Total number of words formed with the 5 letters is 5 factorial. But here it neither starts with L nor ends with S. We have found either starts with S, L or ends with S. So 5 factorial total number of words minus this gives you the answer. So what is 5 factorial? 5 factorial is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 minus 42 which is equal to 120 minus 42 which is equal to 78. Okay. So this 12th question is over. Now we will go to the next topic, that is factorial. Okay, we will go to the next topic, factorials. So factorials, what are factorials? So factorial of a number n is the, so what is it? Product of the first n natural numbers. Okay, n factorial is nothing but, factorial we write this like this or we also write like this. This also represents the factorial symbol. Okay, so it is a product of the first n natural numbers. So it is denoted by n factorial. So the notation I have given you already. So n factorial is nothing but 1 into 2 into 3 into etc. up to n. So the product of the first n natural numbers is represented as n factorial, or we also say factorial n. Okay, both we can say. So now n factorial, if you put it in reverse, the same n factorial, put it in reverse, what will you have? N. What will be the previous one? N minus 1. Previous one? N minus 2, etc. up to, it goes up to 3 into 2 into 1. Okay. So we have put it in reverse just. So now this can be written as n into n minus 1 factorial when n is greater than 1. Okay, you should remember this. Okay. So when n is greater than 1, we can write n factorial as n into n minus 1, and we can also write it as n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial for n greater than 2, and n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 factorial for n greater than 3, goes on like that. Okay, like this we can write. So remember, this is very important. N factorial can be written as n into n minus 1 factorial. Okay. So now what is 1 factorial? Value for 1 factorial is equal to 1. So what about 2 factorial? 2 factorial means it is 2 into 1 which is equal to 2. So what about 3 factorial? 3 is n into n minus 1, n minus 2. Only that concept is used. So 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, that is we write till we get 1. Okay, so it is equal to 6. What about 4 factorial? Therefore, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is equal to 24. 5 factorial? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is equal to 120. Goes on like this. Okay, now what is the value for 0 factorial? What's the value for 0 factorial? It is equal to actually 1. Okay, we will prove that. How 0 factorial is equal to 1. So consider n plus 1 factorial. So n plus n factorial is equal to n into n minus 1 factorial. So what about n plus 1 factorial? N plus 1 into n factorial, no? So which concept we have used? N factorial is equal to n into n minus 1 factorial. So here you substitute n is equal to 0. So when you substitute n equal to 0, you get 0 plus 1 factorial is equal to 0 plus 1 into 0 factorial. So what is it? 1 factorial is equal to 1 into 0 factorial. So what is 0 factorial? 0 factorial is equal to 1 factorial by 1, which is equal to 1, because 1 factorial is also equal to 1. Okay, so you should know this. Now we will go to the exercise. Exercise 4.1, question number 14. Exercise 4.1, 14th question. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, all very simple. You can take it for homework. We will do the 5th subdivision. Find the value of 12 factorial by 9 factorial into 3 factorial. Okay. Now this 12 factorial using n into n minus n factorial is equal to n into n minus 1 factorial. Okay, what is it? N factorial is equal to n into n minus 1 factorial. Or further we can also write it as n factorial is equal to n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial, goes on like that. Okay. So using this we can write this as 12 factorial can be written as 12 into 11 into 10 into 9 factorial. Can we write? Divided by 9 factorial into 3 factorial is 3 into 2 into 1. Okay. So now we will simplify this. So 9 factorial will get cancel. Yes, 9 factorial will get cancel, and 3 2s are 6. 6 goes here 2 times. So what you have finally? 2 into 11 into 10, which is equal to 22 into 10, which is equal to 220. Okay. So what about the 6th subdivision? 6th subdivision is n plus, find the value of n plus 3 factorial divided by n plus 1 factorial. Okay. So it is equal to, now this can be written as n plus 3 factorial the same way. It can be written as n plus 3 into n plus 2 into n plus 1 factorial by n plus 1 factorial. So n plus 1 factorial gets cancelled. So what is remaining? It is equal to n plus 3 into n plus 2. Okay. So then we will go to the 15th question. Question number 15. Evaluate n factorial by r factorial into n minus r factorial. We will do the 3rd subdivision. Okay, third subdivision first. Third subdivision, for any r and n is, sorry, for any n and r is equal to 2. R is equal to 2. So substitute here. What do you get? N factorial by 2 factorial into n minus 2 factorial. So what is this? So 15th question, third subdivision. We can write n factorial as n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial by 2 factorial is 2, value for 2 factorial is 2 into n minus 2 factorial. So n minus 2 factorial will get cancelled. So what is left with? It is equal to n into n minus 1 by 2. Okay, by 2. So similarly, you can do the first and the second subdivision. Second subdivision, what about second one? First one you can take it for homework. N is equal to 10 and R is equal to 3. So what is the formula? N factorial by R factorial into n minus R factorial. So it is equal to, substitute, what do you get? 10 factorial by 3 factorial into 10 minus 3 factorial. So it is equal to 10 factorial by 3 factorial into 7 factorial. So we can write this as 10 factorial is 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 factorial by 3 factorial is 3 into 2 into 1 into 7 factorial. So 7 factorial gets cancelled. 3 goes here 3 times. 2 goes here 4 times. So it is 10 into 3 into 4, which is equal to 10 into 12, which is equal to 120. Okay. So similarly, you can do the first question for homework. So we will continue in the next class. Thank you, students.